Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are exploring one of the most quiet, emotional and psychologically powerful short stories in English literature, Eveline, by James Joyce. This story may appear simple on the surface. There is no dramatic action, no loud conflict, no sudden twists. But inside Eveline's mind, a silent struggle is taking place. A struggle between duty and desire, between fear and freedom, between the past and the future. In this lesson, we will first look at a clear and detailed summary, and then analyze the story using the key elements of prose. By the end, you will understand why Eveline's silence speaks louder than words. Let's begin. First, let's understand what happens in the story. The story opens with Eveline sitting quietly by a window, watching the evening fall over the street. She is tired, physically and emotionally. As she looks around her familiar room, memories flood her mind. Her childhood, her dead mother, her violent father, and a life filled with responsibility and sacrifice. Eveline works hard, gives her wages to her father, looks after the house and cares for the younger children. Her life is dull, exhausting, and emotionally suffocating. Yet she has made a promise to her dying mother to keep the home together as long as she can. Now, a chance of escape appears in the form of Frank, a sailor who loves her and wants to take her away to Buenos Aires. With Frank, Eveline imagines respect, marriage, safety, and a new life. As the time for departure arrives, Eveline goes to the harbour with Frank. The ship is ready. The future is waiting. But at the final moment, fear overwhelms her. She cannot move. She cannot speak. She cannot choose. Frank calls her name, but Eveline remains frozen, gripping the iron railing. The story ends with Eveline standing still, unable to leave, unable to love, and unable to escape. Now that we know the story, let's explore its prose elements. To understand the deeper meaning of Eveline, we analyze it using 6 key elements of prose. These elements help us understand Eveline's inner conflict, Joyce's psychological realism, and the powerful silence at the heart of the story. Let's explore them one by one. Let's begin with the characters. Eveline is the central character, and the entire story unfolds inside her mind. She is not weak, she is overburdened. She is not foolish, she is terrified. Her father represents oppression and emotional abuse. His presence fills Eveline with fear and anxiety. Frank represents escape, movement, and possibility. But he is also unknown, and the unknown frightens Eveline deeply. Eveline's dead mother represents duty, sacrifice, and repetition. Her mother's life becomes a warning and a trap. Together, these characters shape Eveline's paralysis. Now let's look at where this story takes place. The story is set in Dublin, a city Joyce often portrays as emotionally stagnant. The house feels dusty, cramped, and lifeless, a symbol of Eveline's trapped existence. The harbour represents movement and escape. But even there, fear dominates. The setting reflects Eveline's inner world, still heavy and suffocating. Now let's examine the plot structure. The plot of Eveline follows the 5 stages of plot development in a quiet and realistic way. Instead of fast action, the story moves through Eveline's thoughts, memories, and emotions. At the beginning, we are introduced to Eveline sitting by the window of her home in Dublin. She remembers her childhood, her dead mother, and the heavy responsibilities she now carries. Her life is hard, controlled by an abusive father and filled with duty and fear. Eveline thinks about Frank, the man who promises her a new life. With him, she imagines love, respect, marriage, and escape from her painful home. At the same time, memories of her mother and fear of the unknown begin to trouble her mind. Her heart is pulled between staying and leaving. The most intense moment occurs at the harbour. The ship is ready to leave, and Frank urges her to come with him. Suddenly, Eveline is overwhelmed by fear and confusion. She freezes, unable to move. Eveline grips the iron railing and prays silently. Her mind fills with panic, duty, and guilt. She cannot respond to Frank's calls. In the end, Eveline does not go with Frank. She remains standing, passive and helpless, as the ship leaves. Her chance of escape is lost forever. The story ends quietly, but the emotional impact is powerful. Now let's explore the deeper themes behind Eveline's decision. The central theme of the story is paralysis, emotional and psychological. Eveline wants freedom but is trapped by fear, duty, and memory. The story also explores women's oppression, family responsibility, and fear of the unknown. James Joyce shows how people can become prisoners of their own past. Now let's see how the story is told, the point of view. The story is told in the third-person limited point of view, closely following Eveline's thoughts. This allows readers to feel her confusion, fear, and hesitation deeply. We are trapped inside her mind, just like she is. Finally, let's look at Joyce's style. James Joyce uses simple language but deep symbolism. Objects like the window, gust, letters, and the sea reflect Eveline's inner state. The style closely follows her thoughts, creating a stream of consciousness effect. This realism makes the story deeply human and painful. Let's end with the message this story leaves us. Eveline is a story about a choice that is never made. James Joyce reminds us that fear can be stronger than love, stronger than dreams. Eveline's tragedy is not that she stays, but that she cannot move. The story asks us a powerful question. What would you do? Escape or remain frozen by fear? Thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe for more clear and meaningful English literature lessons.